Hey everyone, I'm Tom. Welcome to Saturday Sketching. Every Saturday, we're going to be doing sketches that celebrate our community. To get started, all you need is some blank paper, a pencil or marker, and a ruler for straight lines. We have a lot of dog walkers in our community, so today we're going to do a drawing of one. Let's get started. Now, full disclosure, I'm not really great at drawing dogs, but we're going to give it a try together and see how it goes. We can always just draw like a very cartoony dog. So what I'm going to do is, like I did last time, I'm going to start with a pencil drawing, like a light pencil drawing that will sort of map out to me where everything is going to go. Just very light and very rough, just so that you can see roughly where everything is going to sit in the drawing, so that you can space everything out correctly. It's something that has worked wonders for me over the years. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. That's fine. But this is something that definitely helps me. And you know, the wider you do it, the easier it is to erase at the end. I'm doing it a little bit darker so that you can see it in the video. But yeah, I recommend doing it pretty light. Just, you know, dark enough that so you can see it while you're drawing, but, you know, you don't want to give yourself too much of a hassle to erase everything at the end. Or you don't have to erase anything. It's, you know, it's really up to you. I erase the pencil at the end because I like the way the ink drawing looks on its own without anything attached to it. So that might help. Just something to suggest a leash over here. And now this is going to be the tricky part. Sort of have to eyeball where your character is and figure out where it makes sense to place the dog. And again, this is probably not going to be anything close to real life, but, you know, I'm sure it'll work well enough for what we're trying to do. We're just having fun. We're just trying to enjoy a nice drawing session. Nothing to get hung up on the details about. Okay, so we sort of have the general gist of what our drawing's going to look like. Now we can get to the actual drawing part. Well, not yet. Sometimes you think, yeah, all right, I've got it all done. And then, nope, there's 5 or 6 other things you should do first. Okay, so we got the gist of it. Okay, now let's start on the actual drawing. I'm going to start over here by the arm this time around. Whip it around to the shoulder and up to the neck, just like that. And from there, I'm going to go down to the other half of the arm. This arm's going to be outstretched because it's holding a leash. There we go. Sort of a weird line. This is kind of his pointer finger, and then his thumb kind of folds in here. And the rest of his fingers are in there somewhere. So I'm actually going to draw a couple lines here to suggest that the leash is wrapped around his hand. And we'll come back to that later. Line here for his neck. Bring his shoulder around. Go back up to where his head is. Start filling that out. This one's going to be a guy. We did a girl last time. This one's going to be a guy. Feel free to do whatever you like, though. I'm going to give him a wavy, floppy haircut. A little hook nose. And we're going to give him a smile because he's having a good time. He's on a walk. It's a nice summer day. Let's see. Let's give him a little collar. Just like that. See, I didn't pencil those in, but I figured out those details after the fact. You could do that as well, or you can do a different type of shirt, whatever works for you. Still summer, so he's going to have a nice short sleeve on that. Getting a little fancy with his shirt here. You could just draw a straight line across for a regular shirt if you wanted. I'm going to do a sort of collared button-down shirt. Feel free to add other design elements to it, like polka dots or stripes, whatever you'd like to do. Doesn't have to look exactly the way mine does. Now I'm going to come down here to his legs. Going to give him a little folded cuff there at the end of the legs for his pants. Bring that back up. I'm also going to add a little line here just as a detail for the edge of the pants. That's just a little extra detail. You don't have to add that. Okay, here's his other leg. Now, if you recall, last time I said I wasn't great at drawing feet, so I draw very simplistic, cartoony shoes. Just a little curve like that, little flat pancake shoes. Fill those in. Draw another flat pancake shoe. You don't have to fill it in. There's a lot you don't have to do, obviously. But, you know, feel free to do whatever works best for you. You can add some more detail to it if you're a little bit more confident in your shoe drawing ability. Now down here I'm going to add his other hand. And attached to that, we're going to kind of put it in a little bit of a fist here. And then attached to that, we're going to have a little bag so that he has a doggy bag with him. It's very important when you're walking your dog to have a doggy bag with you. Make sure it connects on the other side. There you go. Okay, now for the part I've been putting off. Drawing the dog. First we're going to start with the leash. Have it swoop down. You don't want it to be a straight line because then, you know, it looks like he's not keeping a loose grip on the dog. You know, you don't want that. So we want to keep it loose. Just going for a casual stroll. There's his collar. Now from here, let's do his ear right there. From here, let's do his ear. Yeah, that rhymed, I guess. Okay. A lot of interesting shapes when drawing a dog. On the face and the ears. Gonna give the dog a little smile because he's enjoying himself. From there, we're going to draw one of his legs. Very thick at the top and sort of thin at the bottom. Got one of his paws. Everything I know about drawing dogs comes from like Scooby-Doo and things like that. So if you're ever drawing dogs and you want to look at pictures of Scooby-Doo or something like that to get a better idea of it, that's cool. Or you can look at pictures of real dogs, which is what you should probably actually do. But me, I always just looked at cartoons to get ideas of how to draw things. It's easier to draw from a cartoon than it is from real life, at least for me. Give him a tail. Another paw right there. And another paw right there. Last thing we can do is add some grass under their feet. A little wobbly line, doesn't have to be perfectly straight. In fact, I'd recommend it's not perfectly straight line because with grass it's a little, makes it look a bit more like grass if it's more scribbly. And there you go. There's our dog walker and his dog. After that, you can erase some of the pencil work like we talked about last time around. You don't have to erase the pencil work, but if you want a cleaner image, it's always a good way to go. You definitely don't want pencil scribbles to be blocking the faces of your characters. It can wind up distracting. For something you're planning on showing to a lot of people, I would recommend erasing it just to touch it up, but you don't have to go crazy. Some people do like to see the pencil work because it shows the work of the artist. It's really up to you. But there you go. There's our dog walker and his dog. Thanks for joining me. I hope you had fun. Looking forward to doing this again. Take care.